Hey, have you ever felt like your brain is foggy, sluggish, or just not working to its full potential? The culprit might be built up toxins in your brain or in the rest of your body. And today we're going to take a deep dive into how to detoxify the brain, clear out those neurotoxins, and to protect your brain from toxic re-exposure. If you're new here, my name is 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞𝐿, and I help you optimize your brain health so you can feel calm, focused, and productive every day. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, then be sure to hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our brain boosting tips. So the brain has its own detoxification system, and it's at the center of this process is the glymphatic system. And we've mentioned that in different videos. It's a network that clears out waste and toxins from your brain. The glymphatic system is most active while you sleep, especially during sleep. So think of it as your brain's cleaning crew that works the night shift, basically. So toxins like heavy metals, pesticides, and environmental pollutants can accumulate in the brain over time, impairing cognitive function, mood, and overall health. Chronic exposure of these toxins can even lead to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Optimizing your brain's ability to detox is essential. So the most important thing, or one thing that you want to do, is optimize your sleep for glymphatic flow. So sleep is the foundation of brain detoxification. During deep sleep, your brain's glymphatic system clears out harmful waste and toxins. Essentially, when you're sleeping, the brain shrinks and purges out toxins. If you're not getting enough high-quality sleep, this system can't function effectively, which leaves toxins to accumulate, and therefore it can disrupt brain function. So you want to make sure you're prioritizing 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Create a sleep-friendly environment by reducing blue light exposure in the evening, which are from screens and even televisions, but especially your cell phones and your computers. And then keeping your bedroom cool and dark. You do fall asleep when your body temperature drops. You also want to consider magnesium glycinate or melatonin supplements to improve sleep quality, but of course always consult your doctor first before you start anything new. I personally, before I go to bed, I have a tube of magnesium. I don't know if it's oxide. I don't think it's oxide. It's one of the magnesiums, but it's a gel, and so I always rub it on my legs and the bottom of my feet before I go to bed. Second thing you need to do is hydration. So water is a critical component to every detox pathway in the body, including the brain. Dehydration impairs that glymphatic system. It reduces the ability to flush out the neurotoxins. Staying properly hydrated ensures that your brain's detox processes operate efficiently. So you want to aim for half your body weight in ounces of water each day or more if you're active. Add electrolytes or a pinch of pink salt, Himalayan salt, or real salt or sea salt to your water to support cellular hydration. Personally, actually, I have my water right here. And by the way, you always use glass, not plastic, or stainless steel. I always put a pinch of sea salt, like a good Celtic sea salt, or even the pink salt. Himalayan salt is good. However, it depends on the company that's extracting it because it can be contaminated. Real salt from here in Utah, it's another pink salt. It comes from the ground. The Himalayan pink salt, it comes from the mountains. But the real salt is also a very good source of salt. So every time I add, and it doesn't taste salty, I always add electrolytes and my salt to my water every time I drink water, if it's nearby. Okay. And the next thing we can do is fasting. So fasting activates autophagy, which is a process where your body cleans out damaged cells and toxins to make a way for healthier functioning. So this self-cleaning mechanism, it's particularly effective in the brain. It helps clears out accumulated waste and neurotoxins. Start with intermittent fasting, such as a 16-8 schedule. So that's actually a really ideal schedule, is 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours within your eating window. And so that's what I have been doing lately, or even going even more narrow at times. So you want to fast for at least 16 hours. The longer fast, like 24 or 48-hour fast, can provide deeper detox benefits, but only attempt these under medical supervision. But when you get to the 24-hour mark, from what I've read, that's when you can hit ketosis. So that's, and ketosis is when you're doing fat burning versus burning glucose. And then there's different benefits from 24 to 48 to 36. 24 to 36 to 48 hours. There are different benefits in that. If you are a female and you are watching this, you might want to read the book or follow. I don't remember her name off the top of my head because I didn't think about it, but her book is called Fast Like a Girl, and she has a bunch of YouTube videos, and she talks about fasting for women, especially premenopausal women, because when you're cycling, your fasting needs to look different according to which part of your cycle. Men, it's more of a I don't want to say one size fits all, but it's a little, they don't have to worry about that. And then the next thing is infrared sauna therapy or sauna therapy, period. Sweating is one of the body's most natural detox pathways, and infrared saunas takes this to the next level by promoting deep, efficient detoxification. So the heat from the infrared saunas penetrate deeply into the tissues. So infrared is a light that's invisible, and infrared creates heat, which is like our body heat. We create our own infrared light, and that mobilizes toxins to help expel them through sweat. There are dry saunas, and then, or I don't want to say dry, there's steam baths, I guess that's different, but there are saunas that are like stone type saunas. There's different kinds, and those are higher heat. So some saunas are higher heat. Infrared isn't quite as high heat, but the infrared frequency, when it penetrates you, it does help with the detox. I have a infrared panel, and it has infrared and red, and so that's a light panel, and that can also have good benefits because it's also getting inside your skin. So if you're going to use an infrared sauna 2 to 3 times a week for about 20-30 minutes per session, stay hydrated always before and after your sauna sessions, and especially we were talking about adding electrolytes and salts into our water. You definitely want to do that when you're going to be doing any kind of sweating thing like saunas, because we sweat out our electrolytes, so we want to replace them, our minerals. Pair the sauna with dry brushing to stimulate lymphatic drainage and enhance detoxification. So dry brushing is, you can Google that, but it's a technique to help your lymph move, because when we get older, we're not really running around as much as children. Children tend to be able to move and pump their lymph on their own. Our lymph system does not have a pump, and so we have to manually do that. We are going to support our detoxification pathways, which are our liver, our kidneys, our gut, our lymphatic system, even our lungs, and they all need to work efficiently, because when we are trying to detox, we want these toxins to get out of our bodies, right? So when these systems are backed up, toxins can recirculate, worsen inflammation and neurotoxicity. Supporting these pathways is crucial to any detox protocol. Focus on liver support with foods like cruciferous vegetables, garlic, and turmeric. You can incorporate supplements such as glutathione, NAC, and milk thistle, and encourage bowel movements regularly with fiber-rich food, as constipation can lead to toxin reabsorption. And the first thing you ever want to do before you start anything that is a detox is make sure you are pooping, okay? Because if you are not, your toxins are going to just keep going back around your body, so that's first. And things that can stimulate detox, red light therapy, right? But also like exercising and yoga, and sometimes some things that we don't think about will promote a detox, right? Because it's healthy. When you do things that are healthy for you, your cells are going to let go of toxins, and you just want to make sure that you're ready you have an exit strategy. That is actually really good. I'm going to write that down. Okay, so anyway, the next thing we want to do is prevent re-exposure. So this is, you don't want to be just, when they say like in one ear out the other, right? You don't want the toxins just to come out and then that just to be replaced by a bunch more. It's going to be essential to minimize exposure to new toxins. And this step involves making conscious choices about the products that you use, the foods that you eat, and the waters that you drink to create a toxin-reduced environment. So you want to switch to non-toxic cleaning and personal care products. Look for labels like fragrance-free and BPA-free. Know your brands. There are brands of makeup, and I didn't write it for here, but there's a brand of makeup by Jenny McCarthy. She's the actress who has a son with autism, so she spent many years like on that bandwagon, and she realized that there's no makeup that doesn't have any stuff in it, so she created like a vegan makeup line. Just know your brands, and your cleaning care, vinegar, baking soda goes a long way. Choose organic foods when possible to reduce pesticide exposure, and clean your fruits and vegetables when you get home. There's different cleaning methods, but just make sure that your foods, even though they are organic, doesn't mean that they're not clean, okay? Things get sprayed on, things get contaminated. Filter your water to remove heavy metals, chlorine, and other contaminants. Get a good filter. If you live in an area with fluoride in your water, make sure you have a fluoride filter, which is really hard to find, by the way. Start getting on your city to take it out. They've already ruled that it shouldn't be there, so hopefully there's a domino effect, but it still might take a while to get it out of our water. And then avoid artificial additives or preservatives in processed foods. Basically, make sure your ingredients are like real food. And the best thing to do is cook at home, because you know what's going into your food, but otherwise look at the ingredients, and if you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. The next thing is to incorporate brain-specific detox practices. There are different things that you could do to help detox your brain, and there can be powerful additions to your daily routine and enhance your body's ability to clear neurotoxins. One is oil pulling. Now, I'm going to admit I do not do this. some people do. The jury's out maybe on it, but this is a strategy that comes up. So you swish coconut oil in your mouth for 10 to 15 minutes, and it can help remove toxins stored in the fat-soluble tissues, including the brain. You can do your homework if you want to try that. Lymphatic massage is regular self-massaging techniques in the different lymph nodes, especially when we're talking about the brain. We have a lot of lymph nodes up here and in our throat, and so doing regular, sometimes when you push here, you're thinking, wow, there's a little bit of tenderness there. So there are lymph nodes up in here, and so those are the closest ones to our brain that we're able to reach. So doing regular massaging in those areas so we can promote drainage. And also regular movement and exercise. Physical activity does stimulate circulation, improving lymphatic flow, promotes the removal of toxins through sweat and respiration. Regular exercise also boosts brain-derived neurotropic factors, which is B, D, and F. You might hear it as miracle grow for the brain. So it's a really important chemical or substance, but it is created through physical activity. Mix it up, aerobic exercise and strength training and gentle movement like yoga or walking. Each one has its own benefit. The aerobic is more for that cardiovascular in your heart. Strength training, putting resistance on, doing resistance training is really good for bone strength. And other things, of course. And gentle movement like yoga and walking, they just all have their own benefits, but they all should be done depending on your ability or what your current status is. For example, I don't do a lot of aerobic exercise because I'm a little bit concerned about joints, and so I don't want to twist an ankle or anything, so I just keep mine. I do a lot more walking and the strength training and that type of stuff. But rebounding on a mini trampoline can be particularly effective for lymphatic drainage because, like I say, little kids, they just naturally run around, and unless you're a soccer player or tennis player or something, probably not so much. So at least getting on the mini tramp is a really good way to do that. Or jump rope is also very good. So detoxifying the brain isn't a one-time event. You're not going through a detox. Sometimes we are more focused on it, but it should be, a lot of the things that we talked about should be part of your daily practice. And when you focus on these things like sleep, hydration, fasting, sauna therapy, liver support, or your drainage pathways and toxin avoidance, you can enhance your brain's natural detox processes and protect it from future damage. If you are ready to take charge of your brain health, start small. Maybe tonight, just prioritize deep sleep. Go to bed early. And tomorrow morning, try a glass of water with some electrolytes. Just do one thing at a time. When you try to take on too much, then we tend not to be successful. So do one thing when you go, okay, I can do that. And then what's the next little step that you're going to do? Okay, so if this video was eye-opening for you, give it a thumbs up. Share it with somebody who could benefit from learning about their brain's detox system. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming brain health videos. If you would like to learn more about my 5-step process in order to restore brain health and optimal function, grab my free 122-page book and companion course. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.